This In the Shop segment on Classic Tractor Fever is brought to you in part by Flitz. Shop at their website, flitz.com, and to save 20% on your purchase, use the promo code FEVER when you check out. Welcome back to Classic Tractor Fever, and today we are in the shop, and we're joined by Olie from Flitz. Olie, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and I'll let you work as you go, but tell us a little bit about Flitz and what tractor owners are using it for.
All right. Well, Flitz started in Germany, actually. In fact, ingredients still come from Germany. It's made here in the United States, basically almost a 50-year-old company. And on here, you'll see it says metal polishing, which is what we're known for, like aluminum, stainless, and chrome. But it also says fiberglass and paint restoration. So what we're trying to do today at the show is how to restore something that's super badly faded like this. Because as you know, the tractors are not clear coated. A little different than a car paint that is paint with clear coat over it.
Right.
So what we're going to do, we're going to take some Flitz, smear some on top. A lot of times I just use either a paint pad or something like that to put it on, or microfiber, not my fingers, but we're going to go a little quicker here. And these are buff balls that Flitz has, and these buffing balls are made of viscose felt. They're not made of foam, so they don't tear up on you. And basically what you do, you smush it around with the buffer, and you go slow speed. And as you spread the polish around, of course, it gets impregnated. So with the buff ball turning like this, you give it some speed, and you'll see in seconds, you can bring that paint to such a beautiful luster. Now, you see the ball conforms to the shape, whatever you're trying to do. So for instance, now around the grill area over here, I put a little pressure on it. You can see how the yellow comes right back in the exact same way. And once this is done,
and you're not taking any paint off, you're just polishing what's there.
To a degree. You know, people always ask me that. It's a very good question. They say, how abrasive is Flitz? Well, we actually are a 4,000 grit polish. And what that means in layman's terms is just a super, super fine rouge. You see the color here in the buff ball. Mm-hmm. That's because you are picking up, I call the dead paint, the oxidation. Mm-hmm. And you don't get that on cars and things as much because cars are clear coated. But years ago, the old cars weren't. And here, of course, in a tractor, you're bringing it out to a very nice luster. I used a microfiber, just take off the rest of the residue. But once I've done this, Flitz actually leaves almost like a wax type coating behind. You'll see how the water gets on here. It'll help beat up, not fantastically, but give it a protective finish. But the biggest question we get out when we're at the show is, how do you maintain this?
Right.
To keep it up.
Right.
For years, you and I grew up with wax. We'd recommend wax. And we do make wax as a company. We make anything from carnauba waxes and so on. But the latest and greatest are what they call ceramic sealants. And ceramic coatings, if you bought a new car today, the first thing the dealership wants to do is sell you a ceramic coating. Because a true ceramic coating is a bottle about this big. It sells around $150, and you really got to know what you're doing to put it on. So what we do as a manufacturer, we make it, I call proof that everybody can use it. We actually basically do a slight dilution of 4:1. You simply spray it on like I've done over here. Take a clean microfiber, wipe it dry. Now this does take 2 hours to cure. A ceramic coating doesn't dry, it's dry right now to the touch, and you can feel how slick it is, but the difference is 2 hours from now when it really dries hard, you'll get a protective coating for over a year. Now if you put this on glass, like on a windshield, if you put it on a boat, on fiberglass, even a shower enclosure, my wife uses it on her glass on a shower because the water spots are always a problem. Yeah. And ceramics will give you a protective coating. It's unbelievable. It's like Rain-X on steroids. And once you do this, if the vehicle is used, like this tractor, of course, if you're going to do the whole tractor, you want to wash it first with dishwashing soap, like a Dawn type product. The reason why, the dishwashing soap will remove the wax, the oil, the grease, and that's when you use your ceramic coating afterwards. Okay. And many times when I'm doing a larger area, we'll just take a new microfiber like this. And by the way, these are microfiber rolls that Flitz sells now that actually get mounted right in your shop. You tear these off, and these are 12 by 12, but they're super thick. I feel how nice they are. Oh yeah. And very inexpensive that way, and you can actually wash and reuse these over and over. Mm-hmm. But when you apply the sealant in a cloth like this, you use less, and you don't waste as much. Once you've applied it, you take another dry microfiber, to actually buff it off.
So a big trend in the classic tractor world is to leave tractors original. This is an Oliver 77 in original condition with an original new idea loader on it. Have you seen that as evidence with some of your customers that they're not going to make brand new paint on this tractor, but they're going to make what is there look better? To
bring it back, right. And especially an old tractor like this, you get a lot of rust in here, as you can see. You're not going to remove all that rust. The rust is almost like a cancer. But at the same time, you can still bring back all the color and keep it that way by using a ceramic sealant on top. Now, if it's a show tractor, let's face it, it's not going to see the exterior, the dust and everything like that. But even a brand new tractor you have, when you buy a new tractor, they still recommend using a ceramic sealant, because once you do it, and that tractor does get soiled after using it, it just takes a garden hose, rinse it, and you're done. It's super easy.
Is there, I guess, a secret to success using Flitz on a tractor, or any piece of advice that you would give to collectors out there?
The biggest advice is use less. And of course, as a company person, I hate to say that because I want to sell you more product. But truly, if you use too much, it takes a lot more time to remove it. And when using these buffing balls, they get so saturated with product, they keep on working. If you notice, when I went from the green right to the yellow, start polishing. I didn't put polish on there originally. It's just already impregnated in the cloth. And this buffing device, just so you know, when it comes off, there's a shaft on here like this. And the shaft is actually built into the tool permanently. But when you launder it, it's actually designed here to close it up with Velcro. So you put it right in the wash machine, and you don't have to wreck anything that way. The only thing, when they're super, super dirty, and I threw it in your wife's wash machine, you know what's going to happen? She's going to kill me. So I would suggest basically soaking it in a pail of water with dishwashing soap, and then you take it and put it in the washing machine afterwards.
And then you can use it again.
Correct. Yeah. These are washable realistically 4 to 5 times until they finally deteriorate. Because the sharp edges are probably the only enemy to the product itself. Now, one of the good examples over here on this piece, on this fork for the dumpster, you see these? We have the logo over here. And that's one thing, you don't want to put products like this on a buffer, especially on a logo, because these logos were basically applied with water years ago, and they will come off. So you want to be very careful. When you put the Flitz polish on, I'll put it on the paint as I'm doing over here. And again,
just with your finger you're doing that.
Right. That way I use a little less, as I said, a smaller amount. I'm going to basically smoosh it around like this here too. Again, I stay away from the logo, but you'll see here in just a second how this brings it out. A drill like this is around 2,000 to 2,500 RPM. And you can see how brilliant it comes out like this. Now, if you notice, this buffer is pretty large. This is what we call our 7-inch buffer. We have smaller ones. This is a 3-inch buffer. So when you're trying to get into tight areas, like something like this, you can use a smaller one. We do make them as small as 2 inches. And by using a 2-inch buffer like this, there's an expansion shaft. It has plastic on here, so it doesn't scratch. That way you get right inside the deep crevices, especially when you're doing antiques, even race cars and different things like this.
Sure. The details, the tight spaces, everything like that.
Correct. One of the things people a lot of times, they always ask why you have these little fuzzes on the end of it. What it is, it's basically, if I put this on properly here, try and do too many things with one hand, right? But you'll see, it picks up like a spindle. So that way the buffer will work in different areas.
Yeah.
So we make 4 different size buffers, and I always call the right tool for the right job, depending what you're trying to do.
So if people want to know more about Flitz, where can they find out more?
It's very easy, flitz.com, and we're really blessed. If you go on flitz.com, we have tons of video, but even if you YouTube our product, we're so blessed with so many customers of ours do their own video and brag about our product. Anything from firearms to tractors to boats, automobiles, it's amazing.
Well, we'll leave you here, Olie, and let you finish the rest of this tractor. How about that?
Sounds very good. We'll go at it.
All right. Olie from Flitz is here, and he's been working on this tractor, making it look a little bit brighter with Flitz. And if you want to know more about their product, again, the website is flitz.com. Hey, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel right here on YouTube. You can also find even more videos and branded merchandise over on our website, classictractorstv.com. Now don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button.